Tyger and Lyon Part 1. Written and pictures by the Furry Sith Lord. I was born as part of a litter that consisted of 4 of us. I had 2 brothers, one older and one younger, and a younger sister. I was the only white tiger among them, although I vaguely remember that my sister's orange fur was very pale looking. Our older brother made everything a competition between us, as we all tried for the attention of our parents. He was the first to be potty trained, and his reward was that he was given big boy underwear. He walked around in his new white briefs, gloating while the rest of us still had diapers as we finished the last of our training. The woman we called mother was the one training us, because the man we called father was hardly around. Tigers are not very close-knit, so father would run off to work while mother took care of us. Father always seemed mean, so we never really approached him much, and when he called us by name it was to give us a spank for being bad. He usually lowered the back end of our underwear and slapped our butts. Nothing too severe, but it was an unpleasant feeling. I was the only one without a name, and they just referred to me as boy. I learned later it was their way of not becoming attached to me. Boy, my father said sternly, and I approached him with my ears lowered. I had no clue what I was being punished for. He put his hand on my shoulder and led me to the car. He never said anything, so I was completely clueless as to what was going to happen. I looked out the car window and saw my younger sister and brother were crying. My older brother looked envious, like I was taken to be rewarded, and he was not. That was the last time I ever saw them again. We drove for a long time and sat in silence as I looked out the window. At last we reached a clearing next to a forest. There was a large red pickup truck that was attached to 6 large metal cages. The cage closest to the truck was empty. Then a slave wolf sat in the next one, and he wore an eye patch on his left eye. The 3rd cage was empty, and 2 more slaves sat in the last 2 cages. One was a red fox, and the other was a black panther. They had metal slave collars around their necks which would force them to be obedient. We got out of the car, and I lowered my ears again as a fox dressed in jeans and a t-shirt approached us. He stared angrily at me. "He's white," the fox said. "Of course. Why do you think we're selling him?" My former father said, and a shiver of fear filled me as I realized what was happening. I can't sell him. No one will buy a rare, white fur species. In the end, he'll either be my property for life, or I'll have to have him put to sleep. The fox said in annoyance. "Not my problem. Easier so if you'll pay me what you promised," my former father said. The fox grunted and pulled out a small bag of coins and gave it to my former father. "Daddy," I asked as I started to cry, but the adult tiger walked away and got in his car to drive off. "None of that. You belong to me now," the fox said. He took out an electronic steel collar and placed it on me. I felt a strange tingle, and suddenly my body could not move. Master Fox pressed his thumb against a small plate on the front of the collar, locking in that he is my master now. "You belong to me," Master Fox said with finality, and my desire was to obey him. "Stop that crying," Master Fox shouted, and I immediately forced myself to stop, even though it was tough to do. The collar had taken complete control. "Leave the cub alone," the wolf slave with the eye patch yelled, and Master Fox sneered at him. "Take off those clothes. You're a slave now," Master Fox ordered, and I stripped down to only my fur. Nudity is no big deal in this world because all of us have fur covering us, but by removing my clothes it was a sign that I lost all my status as a free cub. Master Fox brought me a loincloth that all slaves wear unless their masters want them to look fancy to boost the master's own personal status as a slave owner. Not something that is very common here. I had no idea how to put it on, so I was examining it as Master Fox went to the truck his son sat in to get the keys to the cages. "Hey kid, like this," the wolf slave whispered to me as he showed me, and I copied him as I learned how to put one of those things on. I later learned that the wolf's name was Old One Eye. Master Fox locked me in the cage closest to the red truck, and Old One Eye was going to be my neighbor from now on. As we drove off, Old One Eye reached in with his large arm and held me as he pulled me close to the bars of both our cages. I silently began to cry because the collar made me obey Master Fox by not crying, yet I was unable to stop. The kindness he showed me reminded me of everything that happened and how I was nothing now. I had no family, no friends, no nothing anymore. I was scared and alone, but at least I had one friend to help teach me what it means to be a slave. This ends part 1. We hope you enjoyed it. See you next time for part 2.
We have no family. We have no home. Is there a place we will be accepted, hated at home by society? Together we stand alone. Is there a place that we can call home? I believe we have a place we can call home. I believe we have a place.